The members and the leaders of the Islamic State who recently butchered these poor Christians, these Coptic Christians on the sea coasts of Libya, saying that they would mingle the blood of those martyrs with the blood of Osama bin Laden. That's what they said they were doing. They quoted a phrase. Here it is. We will fight you until Christ descends, breaks the cross, and kills the pig. Now, most media outlets, number one, did not report what they said. This came from, I believe, the Jerusalem Post, but a newspaper in Israel, who understands the importance of the religious dynamic, the religious narrative of the Islamic State. So they quoted this. But even here, I have not found anyone yet, I'm sure they're out there, but it's like a needle in a haystack. I have not found a single secular newspaper or TV outlet that explains what that even means. Why would a Muslim say that we will fight you until Christ returns and breaks the cross and kills the pig? But what does that even mean? I'm going to explain it to you, okay? And I'm doing this in part to help you to get inside of the head, inside of the narrative of these devout Muslims who we call terrorists, okay? But in their mind, they're not terrorists. They're servants of Allah. They're servants of God, following the narrative of Muhammad. Now, I mentioned to you that to get inside of the head of another religious person, you either have to be really religious yourself, or you have to be able to suspend reality and just have a scholastic look at what they're doing. If you are neither, then you have to look at them and you have to try and impart some motive to them that fits with your worldview or your understanding of the world or your education. So we have these poor, educated, lame brains at the White House who are saying they're not Muslim and what they really need are better jobs. In other words, they're taking a Marxist paradigm that this is about class warfare and they're putting it on these Muslims. Most of the 9/11 airplane hijackers were from wealthy families. Osama bin Laden was from the bin Laden family, extremely wealthy. The facts on the ground defy what these people are saying. It's not about class warfare, but this argument, this suggestion shows more about the people in the Obama administration. It shows that they're Marxists. In other words, they think, well, this is all about money. Why is that? Because that's what it's all about for them. That's what it's all about for them. And this is a part of the problem, the core of the problem with the analysis from the Obama administration or the secular news is that they're not inside of the narrative of Muslims. And they're not in the head. They're not devout religious people. They're saying, well, I get devout religion. I'm going to focus on what makes them tick. But instead, they're poorly educated and they're Marxist in their ideology. It's all about money to them, for them in class warfare. And so they're saying, well, this is about them needing better jobs. All right. So one of these murderers says, we will fight you until Christ returns and breaks the cross and kills the pig. Those words come right from Muhammad's mouth. It's not in the Quran. It's in the Hadith. You see, Muhammad believed, ready, that Jesus Christ would come again and be the judge. Did you know that? But what Muhammad said was that he would kill pigs because in Christianity, when the unclean things of the Jewish law were made clean, then Christians were allowed to eat pork and eat shellfish like shrimp and lobster. And Muhammad said that that is a corruption of Christianity, that Jesus never would have stood for that. And he'll break the cross. What does that mean? Well, Muhammad believed that Jesus was born of the Virgin Mary, that it was a miracle, but that Jesus was not the Son of God and God the Son. Okay? He just said it was a miracle. God can breathe and make life come. God can do a miracle, can create a bird. So he believed that Jesus was born of the Virgin Mary, but not that he was the Son of God and not that he was God the Son. And moreover, Muhammad denied the centrality of the Christian faith. Christ has died. Christ is risen. Christ will come again. Muhammad said Jesus didn't really die. That was someone else. And that Jesus did not rise from the dead because he wasn't dead. He does say, Muhammad does say that Christ ascended into heaven, that God took him up, and that he will return and he will judge. He will be the judge. But that he's going to judge the world, Muhammad said, by Islamic law. That's why he's going to break the cross, because it's an insult to think that the Son of God or God the Son was part of the Trinity. That's blasphemy. And Jesus, Isa, did not die on a cross for people's sins. That's foolishness. So that's why Muhammad said Jesus will come again, he will be the judge, but he's going to break the cross and he's going to kill the pig. And he's going to judge the world based on Islamic law. You just learned something about Muhammad and the Islamic faith, more probably than you've learned in, 10, 20 looks at the news? I've got more for you when we come back. It involves the first miracle of Islam and why they cut people's heads off slowly.
Do you want to get America out of the hands of wicked and unjust men and women who are destroying the republic before our eyes, and put leadership back into the hands of righteous men and women so that we don't die as a nation? Well, you're talking about social revolution, and there are rules in social revolution. We can look at the victorious social revolutions of the past, such as the end of slavery, the end of child labor, women's voting rights, the end of segregation, and so much more, and learn from their victories. Look at their actions, their images, their rhetoric, their sacrifices, and their final fruit. We will send you this series that originally cost $129, 7 books for students, 1 teacher's guide, if you'll give a gift of any size and just pay for shipping and handling. Take advantage of it today.